So today's video will be on the fundamentals. What are they and why we need them? We are going to do some demonstrations to see. We'll see if we get to the grips. We'll do the stances? What are the stances and what they look like? And so, what are fundamentals?
For me, the list I came up with was grip, sight alignment, sight picture, your trigger pull, accuracy, and follow through.
Okay. So
just a very, very basic.
These fundamentals would be something that you must have in order to shoot successfully.
Yes.
And you said they were
grip, sight alignment, sight picture,
yep,
trigger pull,
okay,
accuracy, and follow through.
Okay.
Which means, for those who don't know about follow through, it's bringing your sights back into alignment and ready to fire the next round.
For the follow-up shot. Yep.
So
okay.
That's my basic list, that when I go to the range to practice specifically for anything, that's what I start out with.
Okay. And so as we practice these fundamentals, as we do these fundamentals, we will get better, which will make us faster,
yes,
more accurate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, speed is built on, not you go out and fire as much as you want, as fast as you can. You don't mag dump because you don't learn anything.
That most ranges won't allow it.
Well, that too.
But yeah. You're right. You don't learn anything. You don't get better by just pulling the trigger.
Right. Speed comes with consistency, and you build up to it, not starting out that way.
Yes. So how does this apply to, how do fundamentals apply to shooting? I think we kind of touched on it. As we practice the fundamentals, we'll get better. We'll get more accurate. And kind of both of our opinions is that guns are tools, and the main purpose of these tools is to defend our loved ones.
Right.
And so to defend our loved ones the best that we can, we have to be accurate. We have to be consistent. We have to be all these things, fast, sight line or sight picture, all those things all play into all of this. And so if we can, in a controlled environment, practice these, they will come naturally when something happens.
Right, because you won't have time to be cognizant of where every round goes, and you need to have that muscle memory built in to do that.
Right. Right.
I mean, you really do. You can go watch. In fact, I watched one today of an officer involved in a shootout with a suspect, and he wasn't looking. He was trying to run and get to cover.
Yeah.
And somehow he still hit the suspect. I think it was 3 times.
Wow.
Out of the 5 shots that he fired.
Yeah, and I've heard stories about not practicing what you shoot and how you shoot.
Yeah, and then they go everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so how do these apply? How does grip apply to shooting?
Me personally?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, why don't you go first this time?
Okay. Well, that's a safety thing, first off. If you don't have a good grip on the gun, you will hurt somebody. And that is proved out time and time and time again.
Yeah, even yourself.
Yes. The correct grip, much less any grip. Other than that, it's accuracy. If you don't have a good grip, you won't be accurate. If you don't have a good grip, you won't have a good sighted picture. It all starts with the grip.
Your basic building platform.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. You can even have malfunctions because of grips.
Yes. Yep.
You know,
I've had failure to ejects because of grip. Yep.
And so many people, and I don't know how much you read forums anymore, but people argue over that. It's the gun. No, it's your grip.
Right. Yeah.
You can watch the video and you'll see they're limp wristing it, and
yes,
they don't understand why the slide doesn't come all the way back, and the round gets stuck in a stovepipe, and they're like, it's the gun. Well,
yeah.
No, it's your grip.
When the wife was looking for something for her. We bought one. She went and shot it, stovepiped, and I'm like, okay, let me go shoot it. It didn't do anything, but her confidence was broke in that gun. So nope, it was not the gun. Nothing to do with the gun. The gun didn't malfunction or anything, but you lose confidence, and so she couldn't have a good grip on it from the start. So just go get something else.
Yeah, one grip does not fit all.
Yep.
I found that out personally. I've been through 6 pistols just in the last 9 months.
They all have different grips. They all have different.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've gotten down to 2 that I absolutely just I have to have them, and I buy multiples of them.
Yeah.
Because once it fits, I mean it
feels good.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like.
And then you can base all your other fundamentals off of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the only problem I have with one is the grip is too short, and my pinky catches it when I'm trying to draw, and it's like, okay, that's kind of frustrating. So I go back to the other one for a while, and I'm like,
yeah,
get it back into the roll of it, and then switch back.
Okay. Yeah. Sight alignment, sight picture. I think those kind of go together.
Very much so. I've seen a lot of people miss because of that.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people shoot my target that are 2 or 3
days over. Yes. I think we'll get more into that. I mean, that's just basically how you look down either the scope, the iron sights, whatever.
I do have one for you.
Okay.
Okay. Probably the best advice I have heard, and then I've got something else I want to bring up on grip, just out of curiosity with you. Superimposing the iron sights like you're looking through a red dot.
Okay.
Good or bad idea?
Superimposing the iron sights over the red dot?
No.
Oh,
So you're looking at the iron sights like you would if there was a reticle there.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
No, actually it doesn't.
Okay. So this is something that it sounds weird.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
I've talked to a couple people about it, and I've tried it myself, and to me it made a world of difference. Instead of doing specifically front sight focus.
Okay.
Okay, which just, my eyes don't work that way. And this is, for anybody else out there, everybody's eyes are different.
Yes, yes.
I found out recently I have a divot in each eye that's right next to the pupil, so it throws my sight off. So,
okay.
Yeah, my eyes are a little screwed up. So instead of doing a hard front sight focus, when I am looking down the barrel, I'll pick up the front sight, and then like I'm looking at the target, like you would with a red dot.
Okay.
And I'll bring the sight up to there. I won't focus solely on the front sight. I won't focus on the rear sight. I won't focus on both.
You'll focus more on the target.
I will focus more on the target and
kind
of superimpose it on there.
Gotcha. So for long range shooting, and I've actually heard this for scopes more in general, not necessarily red dots, but scopes, low power or just variable powered scopes. And you actually want to look at the reticle and not your target. And not, let me rephrase that. You want to focus on the reticle and not focus on the target. That was a huge, doing that was a huge change for me for long distance.
Really?
Yes. I was always told, I don't even remember. It was either front sight or rear sight. Focus on that and then superimpose that on the target. It's probably rear sight focus.
See, I have heard that.
Now, talking to a guy, coworkers, ex-Army, he said he's taught to focus on the front sight. They've switched to focusing on the front sight. I thought that was kind of interesting. So I don't know which one's best.
Well, see, I've struggled with that. I really have.
I think you need to find one that definitely works for you. it's probably as big a debate as 9 versus 45.
Let's not go there. Because
No. So you will find people on all sides of the fence, and they all have valid arguments why. They have all valid arguments why not. But I think it comes down to what works for you.
It does.
And in your situation, like I've got astigmatism. A red dot come a couple years, 10 years from now will not work, most likely, because it'll be so fuzzy.
Yep.
Um,
I struggle with that now as it is.
So, but can I get better or surgery? Yeah, whatever. But not.
Don't trust it.
Yeah. I will figure out what works for me. When that time comes.
And see, I've gotten to the point now where I look at where I want it to impact, and that's.
There are a few guns that I've shot and owned that will do that, and there's far more cheap ones that won't.
Yeah.
But yes, I.
Make sure your sights are aligned first.
Yes. Yeah.
And go out and practice with it first before you start doing that. That's.
Yes, you have to figure out if that works.
Right.
Yeah. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking, and yeah, my thought is, finger on the side of the barrel or on the side of the slide, point it, and then use what I do is then use the sights to make sure that I'm on target before I shoot.
Right.
And then
make sure you're at least pointing at it.
Yes.
Don't just, I'm just going to go wherever I want.
Yeah. I actually had to, when I was having issues with my Glock 17 and the venom, Vortex venom on top of it.
Is that the one that wouldn't?
That wouldn't hold zero.
Yeah. Okay.
I was actually more accurate with just pointing and shooting than I was with the sight.
I have one pistol that I can do that with, that I don't even have to anything.
Yeah.
And it's
isn't that Wilson Combat's point of aim, point of impact, or something like that?
Yes.
So, yeah.
I've looked at a couple of theirs, but the one I have is a cheap one. But I've had the iron sights adjusted to the point that I know where it's going to hit no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've gotten to the point that, and side note, speaking of sights, for those that wear glasses, I would suggest going to the range, getting in there, getting set up, taking your glasses off, putting safety glasses on.
And then shooting.
But take your time.
Yes. Yeah. Again, it's for us, we're trying to defend our loved ones. We want to be ready in the middle of the night when there's a bump in the middle of the night. And I don't know about you, but I don't sleep with my glasses on.
I don't either.
So,
but that's why
that's why you practice that way.
Right.
Yep.
And I've tried to get more in the habit of doing that, to get out of that comfort zone, to go, middle of the night, I'm not going to have enough time to sit there and go, where's my glasses?
Right.
Where's the gun? Is there a round chambered? Is the safety off?
Right.
Are they down the hall? Are they coming up the stairs? Are they in the basement? Are they in the garage?
Yep.
You know.
That's one less step that you need to take or should have to take.
And take your time practicing.
Yes.
Don't
rush anything. Fundamentals. Don't rush anything where you were practicing. That'll come.
Yes.
I guess something that we may bring up is how long we've been shooting. I think I've been shooting almost 30 years from when I first pulled the trigger, roughly. Pistol. And I've shot maybe a few more years with the rifle. Lots of time practice, lots of rounds down range. And we still need to practice, slow down, make sure that we get everything right.
What was it suggested? I've heard it was 500 rounds a month, 250 rounds a month to stay somewhat efficient.
Wow. That'd be interesting to go look. I try to do somewhere between 400 and 500 rounds. When I'm doing the reviews, I do 200 to 300 just for the reviews. Plus I go just for the fun of it.
Everything else.
Yeah, and all the other trips I make, all the long range trips, and
Yeah, speaking of long range trips, that was really fun.
Yes,
I did better with the iron sights than I did with something that wouldn't hold zero whatsoever.
Yep. Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic. That'll be a fun discussion. Just
Yeah. Equipment that doesn't work.
Yeah. There's a growing list I have. I don't know
Yes.
about you.
I have spent a lot on cheap gun equipment, and I have figured out that you can't skimp. You can't skimp on gun parts, gun sights, scopes, triggers, stuff like that. Do they have their place in the market? Yes, absolutely. I will not, I think I said this last time or time before, we've talked about it before, I will not bash someone who goes and buys a high point. If that is the only thing that they can afford.
I own a high point.
Oh, yeah. I meant the pistol, not the rifle.
Oh,
the rifle
okay.
I love. The pistol.
That,
I
yeah.
will not bash someone who buys a high point for $150 if that is what they can afford to defend themselves. It will do exactly what they want when they want to do it once.
Well, there was I want to say it was somewhere in Ohio. I'd have to go back and look. It's been a year or two. A woman who that's all she could afford. And that's what stopped the burglar from
Yep. So,
anything he set out to do when he got into her house. And
so like I said, I will not, if that's what you can afford, train with it, do the best you can with it.
become efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody's going to be perfect. And,
No.
and it's you got to have a realistic expectation.
Yeah.
Can I put it where I want it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's where you need to start
Yep.
at, in my opinion. Don't sit there and go, well, how fast and how many can I get off in a second?
No, right. Start slow, be proficient, be efficient.
Sorry.
No.
We got completely off
Yes,
topic.
we did, didn't we? Let's quickly go through the rest of these because we will get into them more down later on. Trigger pull, squeeze, don't slap,
Or,
yank, or there's lots of
Yeah,
different
yeah.
things. Just yeah,
don't just jam it back like you're trying to crack an egg or something with your finger. I don't know
Yep.
how else to explain it.
yeah. There's nice and slow squeeze.
Yes.
Accuracy, that will come with all this other stuff.
The more stable your grip, the better your sights are aligned.
The better sight picture you have, the slower the trigger pull, you will get accurate.
Yeah.
And then follow through is for the next shot.
Yep.
Follow up for the
Preparing
next shot.
for it, having your sights aligned, bringing it back down on target, and
Yep.
yeah. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're there. So I think we've kind of discussed the why practice, and it's because in the heat of a defense scenario, and you can look at any of the cop videos out there, or home defense shootings, all that kind of stuff.
Police activity is a good one to watch for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you will see that adrenaline's running. They're not thinking; they're just executing.
Yeah, it's well.
Yep. Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Good choice of words there.
Yes.
But it's muscle memory. It's built
It
in
is.
from training. And I don't know how much study you've ever looked into law enforcement or anything, but before they ever fire their first round with their duty weapon during training, it's something like 100 and some odd hours of dry fire.
I have not. That's interesting.
That was as of 2 years ago. That's what California does with their officers.
It's 100
100 hours.
plus hours of dry fire.
I don't know if that's changed, but I mean that's pretty good between
Yes.
drawing, reholstering, pulling the trigger, making sure everything is lined up perfect, making sure your grip is good.
Yeah.
So that was Business Insider or something like
Oh,
that.
interesting. Okay.
So I'd have to go back and find that video, but it's been a few years since I've watched it. But
Dry fire at home. I
Every
don't think
day?
I don't think we cover that anywhere. That's not something we kind of lined out, but
I think I
maybe.
wrote it down in my notes somewhere.
We'll come
Yeah.
to it if we find it.
I actually have notes. I'm still shocked.
I got a few little itty
Well,
bitty notes.
you did better than me, but I didn't have any the first time.
Yeah.
So
And it sounded just fine. Everybody commented that.
oh, yeah. Dry
So-
fire, right there.
Oh yeah.
And why the practice of the fundamentals.
Well, I've got dry fire.
Yeah.
It doesn't dry fire. This would be holster, side alignment, side picture, stance, all that kind of thing. Practice. We'll get at this. I'm doing a really bad job of this, but one of the safety rules is, where's the muzzle?
Yeah.
You don't want to accidentally shoot somebody, and then finger off the trigger.
And snap cap.
And then once you are comfortable with this, go to something like a snap cap where you actually have a gun and then you can practice
Right.
pulling the trigger. Take baby steps if you have to.
BB guns are a pretty decent training tool.
Yep.
You can buy them in Glocks. You can buy them in Walders. You can buy them in
Just about every
Right.
major manufacturer out there. Yep.
uh,
Yep. I've seen
and-
some pretty gnarly.
gas
Full
blowback.
auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then they also make training. I think you sent me a video or I sent you something like that. The
the
gas
blue
powered,
one?
the blue something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you
Uh,
actually use your gun, replace everything in it, and then
yeah, because didn't you tell me there was a certain store here in town?
yes, our
that-
local gun range store, local gun store has those in stock.
Yeah, I've thought about getting one because I know it'll fit
Yep.
something I have over there.
Yep. I've thought about it. I would make it into a game, which may be bad.
Well,
but-
we're gonna have to buy several of those. may go-
$300 a pop.
No, we're gonna have to buy several of the targets.
Oh yeah,
So that we can spread them throughout.
throughout the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, scenario based.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we get everybody to one single point without
Yep.
any? But that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's
All right. So
yes.
as far as fundamentals go,
Mm-hmm. It's the basics, and that's the very short answer is it's the basics, and we've kind of said grip, side alignment, sight picture, trigger pull, and follow through, and all that ends up with accuracy. So that, and then practice as often as you can, definitely as often as you go to the range, and so that you can when a scenario comes up that you need it to defend your life,
right?
you won't have to worry about it. It's there.